Shalom, friends. This week, I wish you Shabbat Shalom as I go down this ladder. Or actually, maybe I should wish you Shabbat Shalom as I go up this ladder. What is going on? The Rabbi's going up, the Rabbi's going down. Why am I wishing you a Shabbat Shalom this week from the top of the ladder? Well, you see, this week's Torah portion has a dramatic scene, the scene of Jacob's ladder. But let's pause for a moment and understand when this story happened. You see, Jacob was at a very vulnerable time in his life. Jacob was at a time when his own brother was chasing after him to kill him. He had to leave home. He had to leave the land of Israel. And he had to go all the way to Haran, a terrible place. A place more corrupt than DC, more sinful than Vegas, a place full of darkness. And there he was as he began this journey into the unknown. Had to find a wife, had to settle down, didn't know what to expect. And it was at that moment that God appeared to him in a dream. And what did he see in that dream? He saw a ladder. And in the ladder, he saw angels going up and down. And I believe there's a very powerful message here for us. You see, there are many times that we feel like Jacob. We're in a very vulnerable point in our lives. We don't know which direction to go. We don't know where life will take us. Maybe we had a difficult week at work. Maybe we had some classes or some grades that weren't the best. Maybe our relationships are a little bit shaky. Maybe we're struggling with God. Whatever it may be, we find ourselves in a moment of vulnerability. Well, what happened to Jacob? It was at that pivotal moment when Jacob was unsure about the future, when God appeared to him with a vision of a ladder. What was the ladder representing? And open your hearts, my friends, because here is my message to you. So often we wonder, where am I going in life? Am I going up or am I going down? Where am I heading? What's going to be? And so often, one of the biggest issues we have is that we get very discouraged because we look at people around us and we say, look at that person. He is so much better than me. He is so much greater than me. I wish I could be as holy as him. I wish I could be as committed as her. One of the biggest struggles we have is that so many times we feel insecure. We feel like we're all the way on the bottom of the ladder. So what I want to share with you is a message that God told Jacob in that dream. A message that the Lubavitcher Rebbe once told a young student, a young college student who asked the Rebbe, how can I feel good about myself if I am so low on the ladder? And the Rebbe turned to the student and said, let me ask you, who is higher? If you have someone on bottom of the ladder, and if you have someone all the way on top of the ladder. What does conventional wisdom tell you? Who is higher? Most people would say the guy on top is all the way up. The guy on bottom, he's way down. But the Rebbe turned to this young man and said, you got it wrong. The answer is very simple. Which direction are they going? If you are on top of the ladder but you're going down, then you are much lower than the person who was on the bottom rung, but he's on the way up. So the question that I ask you is the same question that God asked Jacob. Which direction are you going? When you feel vulnerable, when you feel alone, when you feel like what's going to be? My brother's chasing after me. Where will I go? Who will I marry? All you have to ask yourself is one question. Which direction are you going? It doesn't matter how low you may be right now in this moment. What matters is, are you on the way up or are you on the way down? Ask yourself this question as we enter Shabbat. What steps can you take to go one little inch higher? What steps can you take to reach a little bit taller? Because that's all it's about. Which direction are you going? Shabbat Shalom. I'm looking forward to meet you at the top of the ladder.